And yo, what up? What up? What up? Good morning, everybody. It is the AM show with your boy J Pad the Juggernaut, and of course LB is right there. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Doing what he do.
yes, sir.
What up, man? How's it going this morning, bro?
Not too bad, not too bad. How you doing today, Pat?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Another day in the life. You know what I'm saying? We out here being active as we always are. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and sharing the show as always. We want to thank y'all for tuning in thus far. This is our third week, and we just keep on rolling, man. We just keep on rolling. I think we're gonna start off today, bro. We're just gonna get into the song of the day. You know what I'm saying? Which is another J Pad the Juggernaut single. This one's called Ruthless. You know what I'm saying? And really don't need no introduction. It's just some hip hop shit, for y'all to check out. Get your morning started, get some energy going, man. So without further ado, man, this is Ruthless off of my catalog. You guys can go obviously on the JPad the Juggernaut topic page. You can see I'm moving my mouse so you can see it. You know what I mean? And y'all can check this out. But check it out.
Fuck it up one time, I'ma put this shit down. Yes, it's Juggy the Fantastic. Nah, I ain't Shaggy, but I'm boombastic. The human annihilator, the violator. Put him in the figure four leg lock till I snap the feet. I'ma stomp him to the rhythm of the fucking beat. Juggernaut, the tyrant, I am lyrically violent. Asphyxiate esophagus, you are suddenly silent. Nigga, please, you never be my competition. Never play on my field, never be in my division. Monster of the Midway, cold like Chicago winters. Nigga style trash like reheated TV dinners. No how, no way, and no time soon. Running in the jungle with the apes and the baboons. Stretch you like a limo, wrap you up like a cocoon. Lyrical assassin, all you hear is the click boom. What it do, 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 boy. Juggernaut, I thought you knew, boy. What it do, 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 boy. What it do, what it do, what it do, boy. Juggernaut, I thought you knew, boy. Oh, rough and rugged, the black rhino. I break spinal. It's ridiculous how I rip vinyl. You undisputed, put rappers under siege. Utter words of mastery, the master beat. Torrential downpour, lyric treachery. Trample a troglodyte standing too close to me. The Hall of Fame, the human heckler. Hit you with the rhythm and dismantle your jugular. I'm lyrically living up to the hype. Liquor show, you don't want clash me, your went light. Electric like eel, I shock the competition. Give you lyrical epilepsy, your flow is missing. I'm the shit, I split wigs, I roll spliffs. Silverback, I attack, setback, you witness. The son of Sam, the sultan of slaughter. Simpletons get sight blinded, you gon' sink in the harbor. What it do, 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 what it do. Juggernaut, I thought you knew, boy. What it do, 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 what it do. Juggernaut, I thought you knew, boy.
Mic check.
Yeah.
There you go.
What up, PDC? What's going on, brother?
What's the
What's
daily,
going on, big bro?
Not much.
All right,
Can't call it. Just sitting here once again on a
I had
Wednesday.
I had some tech issues. I had a message from the almighty Dribble that wouldn't disappear, so I couldn't get to your inbox for the restream.
Hey, be what
All
it
right.
is, man. It's all pretty good. You here with us now, brother? And we are on the AM show once
Yes,
again.
sir.
J Pad, LB right there. You know what I'm saying? And Mellow Man down below. You know what I'm saying? And we just played the song Ruthless from my catalog, and everybody can go to custombeatking.com. You can check out the single there. There's a link to it. You know what I'm saying? You just touch the picture on the site and you are in there. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, though, we're going to get into today's topic, which is a follow-up from what we talked about last week about artists that fumbled the bag in hip-hop. And we're gonna switch the gear and talk about some of the success stories. You know, first and foremost of all time, and then we're gonna go to 2024 too as well. And we're gonna go down the list that I uncovered. We're gonna run a little YouTube short and do a reaction to it. And of course, you know, we're gonna end the show as always with a couple of funnies. You know what I'm saying? Some funny stuff, some stuff to entertain you to get your day started. Thanks to everybody that's tapping in right now. I see you guys watching there in the chat land. You know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. But yeah, I'm not quite sure where to begin right off the bat. But yeah, fellas, let's get to conversating about the once again. You know, we're going to talk about the hip hop artists that did not fumble the bag. You know, so part of that is, you know, we got to. I thought it would be appropriate for us to first and foremostly, you know, talk about the rappers who have sold the most albums of all time. And I found a list online, guys, and we'll show it here. You know what I'm saying? But we got, these are the 16.
Marshall.
Yes, sir. These are the 16 rappers who have sold the most albums of all time. And as we go to number 16, we got Uncle L. His albums.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Uncle LL Cool J. 12.5 million albums sold in his career. Says LL Cool J was one of the rappers that ever to achieve mainstream. Oh, we had a little feedback there. To achieve mainstream success thanks to his E5 debut album Radio, which featured the hit song I Need a Beat. And it says he's since released 12 more studio albums, the latest of which, Authentic, dropped in 2013. We got Nas. Well, I think L dropped an album last year too, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, just to keep it current. But at number 16, we got Nas. He sold 12.5 million. Well, said by many as the greatest rapper to ever live. Nas boasts an impressive and eclectic discography that spans from more until 2023. His best-selling album remains his sophomore effort. It was written, which shipped 3 million copies. That was definitely a shining moment in Nas's career, and we can all agree on that. Tied for number 16 on the third at the same clip, 12.5 million albums sold is one Snoop. Just Snoop Dogg, according to the title of his, also paid the cost by his albums. 7 of Snoop's 19 studio albums have sold over 1 million copies. At number 13, we're going to go with Ludacris. Ludacris has sold 13.5 million albums in his career. One of the so-called Dirty South's first superstar rappers, Ludacris carved his name in rap history in the early 2000s thanks to his charismatic flow and witty lyrics. He told Twitter that he's gearing up to make a return to the music scene after an 8-year hiatus. And that's an interesting thing to get into as well, guys. At number 12, we got DMX. DMX has sold 14 million albums in his career. Rest in peace, DMX. DMX was rap music's leading in the late 1990s. His first albums, 1998, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood in 1999, and There Was X, so combined 12 million copies. So he pretty much got out the gate. Let's go to number 11. That's 50. He sold 15.5 million in his career. He said 2003 debut album from hip hop history, recorded mostly at a safe house in New York in the wake of his attempted murder. The project sold over 9 million copies. Not bad for a debut. At number 10 is Notorious Big. His real name is Christopher Wallace. Released just one studio album at the album title 27. The project sold 6 million copies. It's widely regarded as one of the great rap albums ever made. And Mr. Dirty himself, Nelly, he's 23 million copies in his career. Very few rap albums have ever managed to sell over 10 million copies, and it's Nelly's project, the debut project featuring smash hit Ride With Me is one of them. At number 9 is the boys from the Dungeon Family, Outkast. They sold 23 million. Not only did Outkast sell plenty of records, but their ingenious hip hop, funk, and soul transformed the landscape of rap, paving the way for modern artists such as Kendrick Lamar and Anderson .Paak to thrive. At number 9, tied for number 9, we have the Beastie Boys from our era. Y'all know who the Beastie Boys are. They sold 20 albums in their career. The Beastie Boys album, Licensed, is one of the highest sell albums ever. Over 10 million copies. That is saying a lot. Released in 1996, the album includes the hit song "Fight for Your Right," "No Sleep," Brooklyn, and Paul Revere. At numbers, we got Lil Wayne. Sold 25 million copies. He's number 6, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, he's just number 6 at 25 million copies. Wayne is the gift that keeps giving. He's released 13 studio albums, 5 extended plays, and no less than 29 mixtapes. His most successful project was his 6th studio album, 2008's The Carter 3 million copies. At number 5, we have Kanye West, 27.5 million albums sold. Ye's album sales have fallen off in recent years, but the gold digger rapper was once a force to be reckoned with. His first 3 albums alone, The College Dropout, let me see here, Late Registration and Graduation, sold a combined 14 million copies. Let's see what else we got here. We got Drake. Drake is at 33.5 million. Yeah. Drake. As well as tens of physical copies of his albums. Drake is also an artist in music history in terms of digital sales. To date, he's sold an incredible 188 million singles. 188 million. That's a lot. At number 4, we got Jay-Z. Album sold 13.5 million. Jay-Z has been an omnipresent figure in the rap game, releasing his debut album Reasonable Doubt in 1996. All 13 studio albums, the latest of which 444, released in 2017, have been certified platinum. He also he sold 36.5 million. Tupac's 11 platinum-selling albums were released after his death in September of 1996, including the critically acclaimed Don Killuminati, The 7 Day Theory, which topped the Billboard 200 and sold 4 million copies. number one is the guy that was at the top of the list, Eminem. Okay, he sold 61.5 million. And once again, getting back to that, Eminem only managed to sell 1,000 copies of his first studio album, Infinite, according to Capital Extra. He's now the highest selling rap artist in history. Never give up, kid. So we just got through that list, and I just wanted to make sure we got through that. Apologize because the guys are telling me my audio really fishy and funky. But I don't know what else to tell you guys. It is what it is. Using the same gear that I was using the last time. But guys, give your take on it. Tell me what you guys think.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got a chance to experience a lot of those guys in person. So I think on stage, you know, the only one I didn't experience was Nas. And from what I heard, you know, was kind of lackluster at the beginning, but he kind of brought it around with the performances. I want to commend Nas for actually doing 6 albums, probably in the last, I don't have any stats in front of me, but in the last couple years, him and Hit Boy came with 3 albums back to back, King's Disease, and then the Magic albums, 6 actual studio albums in just a few years. So commend him on that. And if you guys don't know about Hit Boy really was behind a lot of that sound in Good Music with Kanye. So he did pick a producer that can bring out the best in him. You know, we like to see DJ Premier type DJs that have a signature sound, but can bring out the sound in particular artists. So shout out to Hit Boy on that.
For sure.
I did get to experience Biggie in concert at the Bad Boy tour. Like, yeah, he, wow, phenomenal performer. But I guess Drake is one of the standouts to me, because to me, I feel like he's probably, I'm not going to say he's the GOAT, but I'm saying he's the most streamed, of course. You know, he's the most streamed on Spotify of all time. And, you know, he's just gone through some things recently, but, you know, we have to look at the grander scope. You know, us being hip hop heads or whatever, we love a good battle. We love a good diss track or whatever. But just imagine Tupac on the Super Bowl stage doing Hit 'Em Up. The impact of that song, and Not Like Us, you know, not to make this about Kendrick and Drake, but just one of those real life comparisons that we got to look at. Like, Not Like Us is not even in my top 10 as far as diss tracks, but, you know, the way Drake bounced back, you know, he actually has the #1 rap and R&B album. Hate to sound like a Drake, you know, Cape Crusader or anything, but facts are facts. So Drake does have the #1 album after all of that debacle with the Super Bowl and, you know, the 5 Grammys from K-Dot. So, you know, we're talking about guys that bounce back and way to bounce back on that one, Drake.
Okay. What you think, El?
Yeah, it was a nice list. I listened to almost every music that was on that list. So yeah, it was pretty accurate on everything they were talking about. I can't really pick nobody in particular out because I listened to basically all of them the same. Well,
Right.
you know, more than others, but you know, but like Drake and them, yeah, that was like because they got the bangers that everybody wanted to listen to. So Of course, them gonna be on the list. Trying to take the other ones.
For sure.
LL almost dropped the album. I don't know how many albums he done dropped. You know, they ain't all hits, but he got at least a banger on something on at least one of them. You know, on every one he bring out. So
Yeah.
he's on the list. Nas and them, he always got something to say. So was never no problem with Nas. So it was a pretty prestigious list. There wasn't nothing wrong with that list. I agree with that.
Okay. Good feedback, fellas. Good feedback. I think we're gonna switch gears here and let's put on display the top 10 best selling rappers of 2024. Let's take a look at that real quick. We're not going to read through the whole thing, but we're going to go through their list, and then we can, compare our notes here and see if this makes sense. Well, Drake was number one at 8 million units sold. Future was number two at 5 million units sold. Kendrick Lamar is number three at 4.8 million units sold. Kanye West is 4.5 million units sold. Eminem, 3.5 million units sold. Travis Scott is at number six with 3.4 million units. Number seven is NBA Youngboy, 3.3 million units sold. Tyler, the creator, sits at number eight at 3.1 million. Rob Wave at number nine with 2.9 million, and 21 Savage at 2.5 million units sold. Now, I will say this just from looking at this list, guys. I'm actually surprised that some of the people that are on this list, I didn't really pay attention to what they were doing as far as sales were concerned. But as I look at this overall list, I mean, yeah, Drake is pretty impressive. Future's pretty impressive, for just a year's worth of units. But overall, I see that it's taken a strong dive in certain ways, and I think I wanted to touch on that side of it. I don't know what you guys think, but it seems to me like those are successful numbers in this day and age. It's a far cry from what we saw in the previous what you call it, the previous article. And so what do you guys think attributes to that? I know for a fact that I'll say right off the top, the streaming game is literally unfair an unfair side of the game, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of artists that are suffering behind it, but I just wanted to see what you guys thought.
I just think the music game ain't like it used to be. Um, Pretty much there's more higher ups that can control who they want to play, what they want to play on the radios, and who they want to hear. They don't care about how talented you is and how good you are or talented or whatever this day and age. It's more or less of what they want you or what they want the people to hear. They don't want they ain't worried about all that no more. So I think what it is they pick the certain people, prep them to how they want them to do it, and just put out little songs they want to send a little message through, and then just constantly play it on the radio because you'll hear it more than anything else. If you riding out of town, you'll hear the same song every half hour.
Yeah,
There's got to be some kind of message in it because why are they playing just that particular song every half hour?
yeah, it's like these larger conglomerates are in control of the of what's being played. It's like a list that they pass around to especially the mid-level markets and the lower level markets, not the major markets, but the lower level. They all get what they call syndicated radio. And part of the syndicated radio is a generated playlist that takes the what we remember as the DJ. You know what I'm saying? It takes that right out of the equation, and all of a sudden now here we are. You know what I'm saying? We have a list that just continuously plays the same records over and over and over and over and over again, and it's telling a story about the Billboard chart itself, which I had a chance to be at Billboard before, guys, and I got a chance to see the inside, and I noticed that it was a very interesting thing. It reminded me very much so of a telemarketing call center when I went in there because they just had a bunch of people in one room. It was big, real big, like a Teletron or something like that. And all they were doing was sitting there looking at artists on Spotify Apple Music and things of that nature, watching numbers and keeping an eye on who's on the rise and who is not. And then on the other side, it's well documented that most of the time you're not getting on the Billboard chart without a sizable capital investment. So, there you have it on that note as well. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think that those things play a key role in the numbers that we're seeing in the current day in stage. You know what I mean? So what you think, P?
Yeah, in comparison from list to list, the list that you talked about the first time and the current list, I really thought Young Boy was going to be a lot higher because he his content it's not the type of music that I listen to, but from what me seeing, him and his presence, and a lot of people streaming his music, like I thought it would be a lot higher. But I did want to touch on, because we're talking about flops and successes. I did want to touch on pause LL again. LL, he has a book out called I Make My Own Rules. It's from a while ago, but I just like to suggest, hey, go check that book out, because LL's career really was in the hands of his dad, who was messing up his accounting. He was in debt a lot to the United States in taxes, and he was saved by Debbie Allen. When that show came out, she gave him a bonus, like $1 million bonus, to get back on his feet. So that type of bounce back is what we're talking about here.
Got you. Well said, brother. Well said. Well, I just want to quickly get into this video clip, and let's do a quick little reaction on this while we're on the subject. This is another one that I found. It's just a short saying the top 10 best-selling rappers of all time. It's on YouTube. And let's take a look at this and see what they had to say.
Top 10 best-selling rappers of all time. Number 10, DMX. Number 9, Snoop Dogg. Number 8, Tupac. Number 7, Flo Rida. Number 6, Nicki Minaj. Number 5, Lil Wayne. Number 4, Jay-Z. Number 3, Kanye West. Number 2, Drake. And the number 1 best-selling rapper of all time is Eminem.
Okay. So we see that some of their people are very consistent. I noticed the numbers were quite different on that particular video, which is still saying a lot. And I'm glad that they put Nicki in there, just to show some representation on the women's side of the music game, because there are some successful rap music artists that are from the other gender. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see that, and we didn't get a chance to really talk about the females and how much of an impact that they have made on the plus side. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the female and the women's impact on today's successful mode for music and hip hop?
Well, they're the market because they're the ones they're endorsing. You hear more women rappers on the radio than you hear mostly guys. Because I can't even think of their names because I don't really listen to them all like that. I'm more old school. I'm listening to the old music, so I don't know the names of these newer females and all that stuff. But I know I hear their music all the time. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. P.
Oh, for sure. I have an online radio station, so I got to kind of stay up on who's who, what's what. The City Girls. I need some tea. The City Girls. Their presence in the last few years, they've been doing some streaming and selling and doing shows, whatever. And Young Miami has a podcast, You know what I'm saying? And we got to learn how to really, you know, go beyond what's going on presently. You know, we have to be, you know, well, we don't have to be, but it's a good idea to be, have a talent agency behind you, you know, getting uh, deals outside of the studio. You know what I'm saying? And Young Miami, she's been doing her thing. Of course, Megan Thee Stallion, you know, with she grabbed a lot of Grammys coming out as a freshman. Shout out to Megan. That we have, we're always going to have plants, you know, and I think, you know, we got Ice Spices and those type, but yeah, there's a lot of females that are in the industry, and I want to shout out one of the old heads, my favorite. I love Lauren, but we got to go back to Roxanne Shante on February 1st, 2025. She got a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and the first rapper. You know, if you haven't heard her battle, she was a teenager battling grown men. You know what I'm saying? And dismantle them. She was going at Karis One's head and all of that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she was going at him too.
Yeah.
That's when rap was real.
Oh yeah, she said, "KRS One, your name sound like a whack radio station." I mean, that's what that bar stays in my head to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's saying something without saying nothing, right? I mean, I mean, yeah, big ups to her because yeah, I did see that, and I was going to put that up there, but she did become the first female rap artist to ever win a lifetime achievement award, and that was significant. That was significant because Shantae, we know her from our era, and we always loved her. You know, we loved her music and loved her artistry. And now she's, you know, been able to even switch up in this day and age. And you know, she got the endorsement with Rock the Bells Radio. It's a radio, a very successful radio campaign, and you know, big flowers to her because she is an example of somebody that, you know, had longevity from the very beginning, so to speak, and is still very relevant to this day, and is an icon in our hip hop world. And big flowers to Roxanne and Shantae. You know, think about all the songs that they came up with from UTFO, and how many remixes did they do of the Roxanne song? I mean, I remember every week we had to stay glued to the radio because they were going to come with another remix of the record. And so, you know, big flowers to Roxanne and Shantae. Well, guys, I think that's really, you know, that's really what we wanted to talk about, because we had to put some light on things that do work. We can't always talk about things that don't work, or the negative side or the negative aspect, because our media is super ruled with just talking and speaking on the negative and nothing about the positive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure a lot of these people have charities that they give to. They have endorsements that come from that and help them sustain. Some of them have, you know, been able to take their rap career and turn it into an acting career, like Latifah, you know, LL, Luda. You know, we can go down the list of all the rap greats that actually graced the silver screen and actually were able to, you know, transfer over and still get the bag. And so, you know, that's a good angle to shed light on as well. You know what I'm saying? That they were able to take the rap career. Even remember the story about Chamillionaire. Chamillionaire realized that he realized that the rap game was getting ready to change in a certain way, and he ended up, you know, getting into investing in other business ventures, and ended up becoming very successful in those ventures. You know, yeah.
And within that situation, I just love talking about the business of things, you know, because I'm just such a businessman. But let me give y'all some insight on Chamillionaire's situation. He was one of the best rappers coming out of Houston. They were popping, You know what I'm saying? But he was tired of rapping, and he did some auditing. He had his accountant audit some of the money that they were supposed to be getting, and it got into the millions. And he said, "Here's what I want to do. I don't even want those millions. I just want y'all to let me out of my contract." And they agreed to let him out of his contract, and he went on to invest in tech and make other investments. But let's talk about LL again. We're talking about pivoting and success. Now that Rock the Bell station before, because I've been tuned in with XM radio for a very long time, and it Rock the Bells, it used to be old school old school something. What was it?
Hip hop.
Old school hip, the name of the station. LL bought the station, turned it to Rock the Bells, and then he employed Roxanne Shante, Beat Miners, Cut Chemist, Premier. They all got shows on Rock the Bells, and shout out to L for reaching back. And they say he came up with the term the GOAT, and he's showing business wise. He's doing
absolutely. Right. Yeah, L's story is not talked about enough as far as how much he's given to the culture and how much he actually has kept hip hop alive in his own way, shape, form, and fashion. You know what I mean? Like just from hearing what Podge said, you can really see that L was so instrumental in so many ways and so many different things, going from the silver screen, being able to do the weekly TV show, and then in a certain stage of his career, being able to give it back by putting these people on display on his own radio platform. And it's a big shout out and a big salute to Uncle L. He doesn't get his flowers nearly enough, I don't think, in this day and age, and we're gonna give him his flowers this morning on the AM show because that man is a monster when it comes to this business.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and speaking of fashion, let's talk about FUBU. What he did with FUBU, he quietly came in and was like a silent owner. He said just recently, I didn't want to say out loud that I really, I took over, but he had a deal with the Gap, and he actually did a freestyle, and he said for us bias at the end of the Gap commercial, like who can slide in stuff like that. But he had a line of clothes, James Todd Smith, that I think they were selling in Walmart. And no, it was in Sears.
Okay.
It was in Sears, James Todd Smith. But his wife has a line of jewelry in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Simone Smith. So yeah, shout out to L.
Big shout out to Uncle L, man, for doing the doggone thing and getting all the way right and getting the people right at the same time. You already know, man. Yeah, that was I think that was great, man. That was great that we got a chance to put the people on the light so people can know that it isn't, like I said, it isn't just about the bad. We got to also take some time out, especially when it comes to the business of music, like Podge said. You know what I'm saying? Like we always talk about people, how lyrically talented they are and how their music impacts the world. But let's talk, we're talking about today how business has been able to be good for some rappers that really got smart and understood the business and created a longevity. And that's what we want to see. We want to see longevity in all businesses, and we can get into other, businesses, because this is where it's at. People, like, we need to understand business. We need to understand business just as much as we understand how to recite a song. We need to understand the business aspect of it and how it has not just one type of impact, but the positive impact. And so I think that was really right on time, guys. I'm ready for a little bit of humor. I don't know about you guys, but I think.
Before you do that, let me can I shout out a local legend?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the pioneers in hip hop. Straight out of Lazy G Studios, my guy J-Pad the Juggernaut. Let me shout him out. He's over there creating instruments. He's door to door with the A. What you need, A to Z, I can hook you up. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shout out my guy doing this thing since
Ben.
Yeah.
You've been doing it since Ben.
Since high school band.
Since
Ben. Yeah. Shout out my guy, man. For real.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, man. I just feel like it's important for me to play my part. I've been blessed to have a what I consider a successful career, because if you survive over 30 years into something, you must have done something right. And so, you know, that's why I have the services that I have now, empowering others. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I love to do. I love to see other people gain knowledge and learn from things that worked for me. You know what I'm saying? And I can pass it along to somebody else. Boy, there's no better feeling in the world than that. And I think that's what it's really all about. And most importantly, I do talk to the people about business and not just technique, not just learning a proper workflow, but you know, we have to also take some time out and understand pieces of the business if we really want to play in it. Other than that, I tell people all the time, it's okay if you want to do this as a hobby, but just make sure that you designate that that's what you're here to do. You know what I mean? And there's no problem. But if you want to get in onto the business side, like I've been on since I've been doing this, that we're going to have a healthy discussion about it, and we're going to make sure that you're in the know with as much as you need to know. So appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, I think I'm ready to get into some funny, brother. We're gonna go ahead. And of course, L came with this one. You know, we rely on LB to always find us the funnies. And since it is still Black History Month, I thought it was appropriate to run this clip of this gentleman that we all know and love, and you know, we affectionately love. I remember just like when we were kids, you know, we used to watch him, and it was entertaining to the whole entire family. But what we didn't know until we started looking into our parents' records is that this guy that was on the TV screen actually had a pretty raunchy show. Pretty raunchy show when you went to go see him in Vegas, or if you went to go ever see him do a stand-up. Like, his stand-up comedy was a lot more outlandish than the character that he played, which was Fred G. Sanford, and I'm talking about Redd Foxx. So the great Redd Foxx, we're going to show one of his most infamous clips from one of his stand-ups, and this one is called Wash Yo Ass.
Please. Hey, goddamn, yeah, those Skipper. Give me a hand, both. This is my friend's son. Skipper now. I told you to the show, didn't I? This is my latest album. I made it 5 years ago. I'm not gonna make another one until we sell all these. It's a good album too. It's about love and caring and being together, being close, being physical. Love. Hygiene. That's the important factor. Hygiene. The toughest thing in the world, have to turn to your mate one night and say, you got to wash your ass. Shit. Knowing how difficult it is, I said it for you in this album. You got to wash your ass. You folks up there with binoculars, buy one of these albums and mail it to your home anonymously. Now, if the postman brings 2 albums, then both of y'all wash your hands. It's a two-way street. Don't be screaming from the audience, sir. This is not a Murray Griffin show. You don't like the show? Bend over. I'll drive you to Dallas. Get one. See, let me explain to you folks. You can let your armpits go a couple of days maybe, but not your ass. How could you tell someone, I love you, darling, knowing in your heart you haven't washed your ass? I'm not talking about your whole ass. I'm talking about your ass whole. You'd be surprised the pollution that can be found in an area the size of a dime, or a 50-cent piece, or a silver dollar. Now, you know your ass better than I do, but you got to wash it. Tell me, how could you turn around in bed with your loved one upside down to 69 and have washed your ass? To coin a phrase, when you 69, your ass ain't but 1 inch from your loved one's nose. One inch. Don't do that to someone you love. Wash your ass. You lay there thinking no one knows. Shit, the nose knows. Another thing that can wreck your love life. And this is for you fellas. Men, stop wearing white shorts. Please, fellas, you gotta stop wearing white shorts. You know why? Because every wash day, every pair of your white shorts got a brown smudge in the seat. Your wife don't want that shit.
The brown smudge.
Brown smudge.
That's an old
man,
classic.
Oh man, Red Fox he was just a staple of comedy. One of the, I would say, if they're kings of comedy, man, he must be the whatever you can be above a king. Red set the tone. Red set the tone. He had one of the funniest, long-standing running shows on TV, which was Sanford and Son. We all affectionately loved Sanford with him, Esther, Grady, Lamont, Rollo. You know what I'm saying? The whole cast and characters of Sanford and Son. It's funny because they really weren't that old on Sanford and Son when they actually were playing those roles. I think Fred was in, I call him Fred. I think Red was in his late 40s. And he was probably one of the oldest characters, oldest people on the show. Grady was actually younger than him, and they made him look ancient.
Yeah, he actually made up that walk. If you see how he walked, he made that walk up to make him seem older. If you saw him performing, he didn't walk
He
like
didn't.
that.
No, and just like Red, you know, they all had alter egos, and they sunk into those roles. And a lot of people don't know the history of Sanford and Son, but Fred G. Sanford was Red Fox's older brother. And he ended up making the story off of his older brother. And man, what a wild ride Fred took us on in those shows. You know, like we sit back and trade old clips religiously because we used to love those skits, and the way that the characters all worked together was just magic on the TV screen. You know what I mean? So You know, good looking L for finding that one. that was a great one. I remember when we first watched that video. Oh man, we just started cracking up, and yeah. So big ups to Red Fox. That's our Black History moment and funny part of our day. We got one more that we're going to run before we get up out of here, fellas. And this is another one that L plucked off, but we have me and Podge had talked about on podcasts before about AI, and there just so happens to be a channel on YouTube called AI for the Culture. Now I don't know if you guys have ever seen these songs, but they take throwback vibes, and they make really funny really funny records that got like a soul feel to them, super soul feel. And this one is a particular one that helped pull off. This one's called I Think I Married a Hoe, 1979, by AI for the Culture. Y'all check it out.
Mama, I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, Mama, I think I married a hoe.
And it's got the nerve to be funky too.
I made a mistake, Mama. No, oh no. Said he was like a brother. How could I be such a sucker? Mama, I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, Mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, Mama. No, oh no. I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a who, Mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, Mama.
Hey yo, man. You guys have watched AI for the Culture's channel on YouTube. Go check it out. They got a bunch of really, really interesting records, and they go back in different periods of time, you know, like the doo-wop era, the funky era of the 70s, like that one right there. And yeah, man, go check them out.
If AI can do that, man, y'all better be careful, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, that's one of the things that we are facing. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. AI can do so much now, and the algorithms are doing nothing but getting smarter. And this is an example of that. You know, like the AI is able to generate records, covers, you name it. Like the covers AI generated.
I remember my first Facebook page got hacked and shit. The motherfuckers had a video of me and everything and shit. Bro, the motherfuckers was good. They just like me too and shit. I said, damn. So yeah.
We got a bot in our chat right now.
Yeah, I seen it.
I see some of them rated numbers and shit. Yeah, that racist number on that Joan. He charged us some very crazy ticket. I looked at that. I was like, damn, I don't know who friend that is.
Yeah, that's a bot.
Yeah, the bot's definitely.
Hey, that tune had my head bopping. I'm like, I really
Damn it.
it took me out. I'm like,
I said, what the fuck is this? I said, I got to play this shit. I said, this is the pad right now.
Man, I sat there and listened to it. I cracked up the first time. I was like, man, they got the nerve.
It's unbelievable how they got shit now, man. It's incredible, man. It's incredible.
Yeah, the whole entire record is AI generated. The whole record is AI generated. The covers AI generated. Boy, they outdid themselves. Whoever AI for the culture is, big salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because
they got no boundaries, man. They can do anything, man.
yeah, they can literally do anything, man. And it's man, something else. And they even had a name for the AI guy.
Nice little jingle though, to the fan.
Hey, yo, man, Tyrone. This dude's name in the picture here is supposedly Tyrone Henderson. Yeah, when you read the caption, that's exactly what it says. Tyrone.
He went to tech. Didn't he?
He went to tech.
Oh,
yeah, he was a centaur. Yeah, he was a centaur back in the day with the OGs.
Yeah, he ran track.
Yo, man. And the way that they do this description is absolutely hilarious. Tyrone Henderson was a soulful crooner whose velvety voice and raw storytelling made him a standout in the 70s soul scene. So they literally generated this and made up this character, this artist, and literally put him out there like he was really on top of the charts back in the 70s. You know what I mean? So big shout out to AI for the culture, for our humor this morning, man. And yeah, man, we're actually getting ready to dip up out of here, man. We had an hour of power. Appreciate you guys once again for tapping in the mornings. Make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you follow us. We are on 4 different platforms now. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. So make sure you guys, check us out. Keep following us. Dismos is checking in right before we're about to get out of here. Peace and blessings, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, we're going to holler at you guys. We'll be back on Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the AM show. It's J-Pad the Juggernaut, my boy LB right there. And of course, down below, the Mellow Man PDC. We'll holler at you guys on Friday. All right? Peace.
Peace.